Welcome to the show. My name is Mike. And that was Matt, and we are the beings worthy of respect.
I really don't want to be here. I don't like being so close to that sack of shit anymore.
And this is Phil Metal Jackson.
Well,
Nobody cares what you have to say, Phil.
All right, you really need to cool off.
Listen, I'm extraordinarily frustrated. Nothing has changed. Nothing.
Yeah, we had a family meeting last night to air some stuff out.
yeah, we talked about a number of things.
Let me give you the highlights. Phil hit me with his car. He tried to dispose of my body by dragging it to a dumpster. He gets grabby with women, any woman we bring around. He built a voodoo shrine in our living room.
You know, there's just who's the real leader here type of thing going on, or who's the real man on the block.
This has nothing to do with dominance, Phil. Jesus.
And by the way, Phil, seriously, stop marking your territory.
No,
You mark your territory constantly. I thought it was because you were drunk and you were just pissing all over the place like a vagrant.
Let's go back to the ghost, because this place is haunted now.
now they have to figure out: are we going to use this guy in the best possible form and support him?
Listen, no, we're not. What would we use him for? You know what? We want you to leave and take the ghost with you.
How do you think the ghost feels, Phil?
Scared.
This is not like horror movies at all. The ghost is terrified.
The first thing is they can't run.
That's the second time you've said that, and it's just as predatory and creepy as the first time.
Phil's got all kinds of really predatory catchphrases he likes to use.
He is really rapey.
And this isn't the first time Phil summoned a ghost. He told us he also summoned a ghost to give a pep talk to the Lakers.
I think the players themselves felt like, this is crazy, and they just started ignoring him.
Of course they started ignoring. Why would you have the ghost address the team?
You're not supposed to make a ghost give a pep talk to a basketball team.
It's the right thing to do. It must be done.
Obviously not if they stopped listening to you, Phil. Sometimes you're just so fucking stupid.
Phil, you got to take down the voodoo shrine, man, please.
Maybe that's not such a great idea.
Why not, Phil? Is something bad going to happen? Is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man going to destroy Los Angeles? We're not in Ghostbusters 1.
I was not concerned about that.
Okay, so take down the shrine.
The problem isn't even the ghost. The problem is the way that you interact with the ghost and that you didn't ask us about bringing another roommate into the mix.
The ghost is actually a really nice guy. The ghost is of Dave DeBusschere, who was one of Phil's teammates.
I like the ghost.
1972 Knicks, which won a championship.
He's a Hall of Fame power forward. He's big. He's like 6'6", but he levitates off the ground, so he's probably a little taller than that. Just a big, goofy sweetheart.
He's just a really nice guy. And
The anti-Phil.
trying to figure out how to characterize this ghost. Would you say that he's like a scary ghost?
No.
Okay, so
Maybe spooky or
No.
I'm going to go with ghoulish.
Ghoulish?
No.
Okay, Phil.
You gotta stop taking pot shots at Dave's self-esteem. He's not your emotional punching bag.
Yeah, you've just been abusing him day and night.
It's just a lot of fun.
No, it's not fun to watch, Phil. It's not fun to watch.
You got to respect this guy, Phil. Come on.
You know what? Would you?
I do.
Yeah.
He's a Hall of Fame basketball player.
And you're treating him like shit.
But that's okay.
It's really not. Really, it isn't okay.
Because you can tell, just looking in Dave's eyes, that he is so not at rest.
He's not. He cries, and it's not like a howling or a wailing like a banshee or something like that. It's sobbing like like a teenage girl. It's just broken crying. We only have about a 4-foot hallway in our apartment, but he paces it incessantly.
And Phil's also taken to making him wear chains like Marley from A Christmas Carol, just to prove that he's stuck on this earthly plane.
That's proof in the pudding right there.
What fucking pudding are you talking about?
Phil, you are just a sociopath. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means.
It means you're a sociopath and that you're not capable of sustaining relationships.
Right.
It's not a good thing, Phil. I'm not complimenting you. I would never compliment you ever again.
Okay, let's pull back and let's bring Dave in here. Maybe Dave can help
Dave.
shore up some of the stuff that we're talking about. Dave, why don't you get in here, get the microphone real quick?
I consider this one of the greatest thrills of my life, and I thank you very, very much.
I don't know what to say. You're welcome.
It's just a podcast, Dave. I mean, surely you've been on radio before.
It is a great thrill to be recognized, not by peers, but by people that are more than your peers.
More than your peers, like living people,
The living.
podcast hosts. Like you can immediately tell the difference between Dave and Phil. Phil is a huge asshole.
Yeah.
Dave is a sweetheart. He's just he cleans up after Phil, or he tries to.
Dave, let's go through some of your fond memories of Phil from the old days.
We shared a championship together. Those were great thrills.
I bet they were.
Hey, Dave, how many people did Phil hit with his car back in the day?
Hundreds of thousands of kids, people, men.
That's him.
That's our Phil.
That's Phil.
And now, Phil, why don't you reciprocate?
Try to say something nice about Dave.
He doesn't lust to score.
I don't know what that means, but it's nothing positive. It sounds like you don't view him as a competition or threat. That's the most backhanded compliment I've ever heard.
I mean, Phil, keep in mind, like, you won a championship because the Knicks brought Dave onto your team.
And that was a decision that they have to live with.
I think they're okay living with it.
Yeah, they won a championship with him. I don't know,
We
man.
brought you in here, Dave, so you could tell us some of the things that Phil does to you. He's crying again. I was hoping that Dave would be able to tell us a little bit about how Phil treats him and talk about that, but I'm going to have to read off. We've been documenting how Phil treats him.
He's been here for only 3 days.
I was very fortunate. Good Lord was very good to me.
Stop calling Phil the Lord, Dave. He summoned you from beyond the dead. Your soul's supposed to be at peace right now.
This is just so sick.
All right, look, you've got a list of things. We were doing sort of an intervention. Explain some of the stuff that Phil says to Dave.
Well, it starts off pretty harmless every night. I mean, it's kind of funny. He calls him Apper Bitchin'. He calls him the lampshade. He
like
calls
a
him
shade being a ghost.
Shade being a ghost. He calls him Dave DeBusschere instead of Dave DeBusschere. And then it usually escalates into he calls him the gayest ghost in Hollywood.
Which is very homophobic.
He calls him a ghoulish bitch.
That makes me very proud.
It does not make you proud. You cry every time he does it to you. He's just rubbing your incorporeality in your face.
There's a real Stockholm Syndrome thing here. Dave, why don't you get out of the room? We'll talk to Phil.
Yeah, you know what, Dave? Get the fuck out of here. We brought you in here for a purpose and you're useless. Get
All
the
right.
hell out of here. Give me the headphones.
So, Phil, seriously, what did you do to Dave?
You know, I hate to pull up old stuff, but
I don't like where this is headed.
What'd you do, Phil?
I mean, penetration.
You sick son of a bitch.
And there's nothing to do but just enjoy it.
Okay.
You know, I need to get the hell out of this room. I'm going to lunge across this table and beat the shit out of you.
Let's just calm down and try to figure out what happened. So, it sounds like Phil has been sodomizing Dave DeBusschere, either alive or dead. When did this all start?
You know, it's actually on 9/11/2002, I guess it was.
So it's a 9/11 thing.
Well, it happened on the anniversary of 9/11. I don't think it's linked to 9/11. Wait, how?
You know,
When did
DeBusschere
Dave
didn't-
die?
Not until 2003 in May. So there were a few months that he was alive after that.
So I think Phil might have raped Dave to death. And then how long?
Unfucking believable.
How long have you been raping Dave the Ghost, Phil?
The last 4 or 5 years.
Oh my God.
So Phil you raped Dave DeBusschere to death.
So you raped him, he died, then you brought him back to life to rape him some more.
That is probably one of the best moments.
You know, I really need to get out of here. Phil, things are escalating. You better, like an ultimatum.
Right, because there's nothing serious.
That's serious.
It's not serious. He is going to be sodomized by you for eternity.
Without a doubt.
Okay.
Dave, get back in here. Phil, let me tell you something right now. If the shrine's not out and the ghost isn't freed, things are going to escalate. You need to move out in the next couple days. I'm leaving the room because I'm going to fight Phil. Dave, get back in here.
All right, Dave, come on, say something.
I had great teammates, and I was lucky enough to play on championship teams.
God damn it, Dave. Damn it, Dave. Get out of there. Dave, you're useless.
Okay. Wow. All right. We're done. But join us next week. Hopefully we'll sort this out. Obviously, this is going to get worse before it gets better. My name is Mike. That was Matt. And this is Phil Metal Jackson.